It was teased going into the show that the Authority would have a blockbuster announcement, and of course, rumor had broke, and the news had broke earlier on in the day on the dirt sheets and whatnot, that Daniel Bryan's surgery had not been going as planned. He had not been rehabilitating as well as people had hoped, and he would not be able to perform at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view later this month, and therefore have to be stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So that was, of course, the announcement that kicked off Raw at the hands of the Authority, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon, announcing that Daniel Bryan had been officially stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight title. Brie Bella had quit for nothing, which was pretty comical, and that the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion would be crowned at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view later this month in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the very first time. So that's really cool. We might not be getting a Money in the Bank ladder match, briefcase matchup this year. It remains to be seen. The rumor has been that we will get 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, one to crown a new champion, and one to crown a new Mr. Money in the Bank and the briefcase and the future title shot. It remains to be seen. I would hope that we get 2 ladder matches, but even if we get one, the fact that one of them is going to be crowning a new champion is pretty freaking awesome. It kind of contradicts the fact that it's a Money in the Bank ladder match, since it's not really for the briefcase, it's just a 6-man ladder match. But nevertheless, I like the concept. In terms of Daniel Bryan being stripped of the WWE World Heavyweight title, I didn't think it would be done. I said that last week on the show, but if only because I thought he'd be back sooner rather than later. Of course, his health is the most important thing, so it's good that he's being stripped of the title. I would hate to see him back too soon and risk re-aggravating the injury, so it's probably the best course of action right now to strip him of the World Heavyweight Championship. He can always win it back, but what my biggest concern was a number of weeks ago was that he won it in such a great fashion at WrestleMania 30 against the Authority, against Evolution, the main event of WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year, that when he does eventually win it back at SummerSlam or maybe later down the line, if he was to win it back, and I'm pretty sure he would, that it just wouldn't feel as great. It wouldn't feel as big of a moment as it did at WrestleMania. But that's just nitpicking things. I'm not saying at all that I would have wanted him to come back earlier than expected just to compete at Money in the Bank in a stretcher match with Kane. That's not worth it. I'd much rather see him stripped of the championship, get a new champion. He can chase the title. We can chase the title, which some people arguably, and which is true, that he was better in that role anyway going into WrestleMania when he was contending for the championship and was not defending the championship. So we can wait and see as to whether that is accurate or not, but if you really evaluate the title reign of Daniel Bryan, a lot of it is not his fault. He had a very good title defense against Kane at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view last month. Or was it? Yeah, it was last month. But aside from that, he didn't do much. He was off Raw a number of times for the surgery, for his wedding, for when his father passed away. His feud with Kane was mediocre at best. The matches that he had with Kane were good. He had that very good match with Kane, but the feud itself was not really all that good. And his father had passed away. He had gotten married, so he had to take time off for both of those things. So just a lot of stuff overshadowing Daniel Bryan right now, or during the course of his title reign. So his reign didn't really pan out the way that a lot of people, myself included, had hoped it would, which is unfortunate, but like I said before, it's not his fault. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It was just the way things happened. Everything happens for a reason, but the fact that this stuff happened during the course of his title reign, it was just terrible timing. It sucks. The neck surgery, of course, is a terrible thing, but as long as he gets back to the ring at 100%, that's the most important thing. Like I said before, I would hate to see him back in the ring at 70, 88% and have his neck still hurting him rather than him coming back at a later date when he is 100% and ready to go. Because like I said before, I would hate to see him re-aggravate that neck injury and have it get worse and possibly even retire, much like Edge did to a similar neck injury back in 2011. So that being said, I'm content with the stripping of the championship of Daniel Bryan. That's fine. He can win it back later down the line.